Hi everybody, this is Angela with Just Be Naturals, and we're going to be making a simple milk soap today. Let's get into it. First, we have our sodium hydroxide, which is our lye. Without lye, there's no soap. Next, we have our distilled water. The distilled water is room temperature. And this is the milk of your choice. Today we are using oat milk. And then these are our soft oils. And we have avocado oil, light olive oil, and castor oil. Castor oil is so awesome in bar soap. It creates a really good lather. And here we have cocoa butter, shea butter, and coconut oil. I love making soap with shea butter and cocoa butter. All right, now we're going to get started. We're going to mix our lye into our water, and it's never the other way around. Always lye into water, never water into lye. And I'm going to speed this up. And as you can see here, we're going to stir this until everything is dissolved. We took the temperature and it is at 213 degrees. Once that's mixed really well, we're going to take the temperature again, and it's at 203 degrees. And it's time to go ahead and pour that into our hard oils. We're going to put that through a strainer so we don't get any particles or anything like that. And we're going to stir this until everything is melted. And as the title suggests, this is the heat transfer method. I love the heat transfer method because I am not a very patient person, and waiting on lye water and things to cool like that just isn't my thing. So I use the heat transfer method, where you use the heat from the hot lye water to melt your hard butters. Using this method, I can usually get a batch of soap done in about 15 to 20 minutes. In real time, this took about 2 minutes to get everything melted. And I'm going to take the temperature again, and it was at 108 degrees. And here I'm just going to show you the consistency so that you can kind of get an idea of how thin it is. And now we're going to be adding in our liquid oils. I have my stick blender in there now, and I'm just using it to stir it up. And you can see my finger moving there. I'm just pulsing it. I'm not keeping my finger on the button. That's how you get it to thick trace too quickly. So we're just going to stir it around. Make sure we get all those oils out of there because we want every last drop. And you'll see me banging that stick blender into the bottom of the bowl, and that is just to get all of the air out the bottom so that we don't get air bubbles. And I'm also using that spatula for the same reason, just so that we don't get any bubbles and everything is nice and smooth. And now you'll still see me stirring this. I'm trying to check for trace. Right now it's in a light trace, which is fairly thin. We're going to add in our milk, and we're stirring this in instead of using the stick blender right now, because milk can accelerate trace. And you also see that the batter got lighter. It was a little darker at first, and that's what that milk does. So we're just going to stir this in for a little while, and you see I'm taking that spatula out and seeing how thick that trace is. So now we're going to go ahead and blend that up just a little bit, and you can see that it's starting to stick to the bottom of the stick blender. It's at 121 degrees. Milk does tend to heat up batter, and you can see how thick it got that fast. So we're going to stir that in, stir it around, and that is me showing you what medium trace looks like. So whenever I'm doing that and you see how it's leaving a trail behind on the top, that is medium trace. So now we're going to go ahead and pour. And I don't know if you guys can tell as I'm scraping that out, it did get pretty thick. And now you see me just cleaning it up, making sure that we don't have any spilled batter anywhere. And next is the fun part, decorating the top. I am a perfectionist when it comes to this, so I usually end up doing the top multiple times. Sometimes I mess it up, sometimes it just doesn't come out how I want it to. And if the batter is still a little too liquid, like you're going to see here, where I tap it there, you see the design kind of just went away. So I try to wait until it's a little thicker before I do a design. So you're going to see me do this a few times until it gets exactly the way I want it.